Have you ever wondered why so many ancient spiritual traditions caution against the use of alcohol? Across cultures and histories, there seems to be a consistent understanding that substances like alcohol do more than impair the body, they disrupt the mind and soul, creating a barrier between us and the divine. This disconnection goes beyond the physical realm, affecting our ability to connect with ourselves, others, and the spiritual essence that guides our lives. In spiritual practices across the world, alcohol has often been associated with a clouding of judgment, an obscuring of awareness, and a severing of the link to higher consciousness. Hinduism and Buddhism, for example, regard alcohol as a toxin, not only for the body but for the mind. These teachings suggest that the path to enlightenment requires clarity and mindfulness, qualities diminished by intoxicants. Similarly, Christianity, while recognizing wine's symbolic use in rituals, warns against overindulgence, describing it as a gateway to moral and spiritual decay. Indigenous cultures, too, frequently view alcohol as a disruptor of harmony, both within the individual and the community. The effects of alcohol extend far beyond the physiological. When consumed, it alters brain chemistry, dulling our senses and lowering our state of awareness. This change pulls us away from the present moment, where spiritual connection often resides, and immerses us in a state of confusion or detachment. The natural vibrational frequency of the body, which many spiritual traditions describe as essential for connection to higher realms, is reduced by alcohol. This lowered frequency makes it harder to maintain positivity, compassion, or a sense of purpose, leaving individuals more vulnerable to negative emotions such as fear, anger, and hopelessness. At its core, alcohol reinforces ego-driven behaviors. Under its influence, people often act impulsively, fueled by desires or fears rather than insight or wisdom. The ego, which thrives on separation and self-interest, becomes amplified, driving a wedge between the individual and the universal consciousness that fosters love, unity, and spiritual growth. Over time, this disconnection from one's higher self can manifest as feelings of emptiness or a lack of direction in life. Awareness is the first step in understanding the broader implications of alcohol. Recognizing it as more than a recreational habit allows us to question its role in our spiritual lives. What if alcohol serves as a subtle but powerful barrier to self-realization? What if, by letting go of it, we could reconnect with the deeper truths of our existence? These questions set the stage for an exploration of how alcohol, in subtle yet profound ways, distances us from the divine essence of our being. Humans are more than flesh and blood. We are energetic beings existing within a delicate interplay of physical, mental, and spiritual dimensions. This energetic framework is often described as our life force, a dynamic field that vibrates at a frequency influenced by our emotions, thoughts, and actions. When balanced, this energy creates harmony, allowing us to feel connected to ourselves, others, and the universe. Alcohol, however, disrupts this natural flow, leading to an energetic misalignment that diminishes our spiritual potential. The human energy system has been explored across cultures and philosophies, from the concept of prana in Indian traditions to the qi of Chinese medicine. Central to these beliefs is the understanding that our energy must remain unblocked and free-flowing to maintain physical health, emotional stability, and spiritual clarity. Alcohol, by its very nature, acts as an energetic disruptor. It slows the body's vibrational frequency, creating a state of stagnation where negative energies can accumulate. Over time, this stagnation weakens our energetic field, leaving us vulnerable to stress, fear, and disconnection. Our energetic health is deeply tied to the state of our mind and emotions. Thoughts and feelings resonate within our energy field, amplifying either harmony or discord. Alcohol, which alters perception and judgment, often leads to emotional extremes: anger, sadness, or false euphoria. These fluctuations further disrupt the energetic balance, creating chaos within the system. Spiritual practices that aim to elevate energy, such as meditation, breathwork, or prayer, become more difficult under these conditions, as the mind struggles to find the stillness needed for connection with higher realms. The body's energy centers or chakras are particularly impacted by alcohol consumption. Each chakra governs a specific area of our physical and spiritual being, from survival instincts to divine inspiration. Alcohol tends to block these energy centers, especially the higher chakras associated with intuition, wisdom, and universal connection. The result is a grounding in lower vibrational states, where material concerns and ego-driven desires take precedence over spiritual growth. This disconnection from the higher self can manifest as feelings of purposelessness, lack of inspiration, or an inability to trust one's inner voice. Reconnecting with our energetic nature requires a conscious effort to remove obstacles like alcohol from our lives. By doing so, we allow our energy to flow freely again, fostering a deeper connection to the universe and the divine. When we begin to see ourselves as energetic beings, we start to understand the profound impact of our choices on our spiritual well-being. This awareness is not just transformative, it is liberating, opening the door to a more vibrant, aligned, and purposeful existence. At the heart of every spiritual tradition is the pursuit of a deeper connection with the divine. Whether one envisions this divine essence as God, the universe, or a higher self, the goal remains the same: to transcend the limitations of the material world and experience the infinite. Alcohol, however, acts as an impediment to this journey, creating barriers that obscure our ability to commune with the sacred and weakening the bond that unites us with higher consciousness. The connection to the divine is often described as subtle and delicate, requiring stillness, clarity, and an open heart to nurture. Practices such as meditation, prayer, and introspection are designed to quiet the mind and foster an internal environment where divine wisdom can be accessed. Alcohol, by contrast, disrupts this process. It numbs the senses, clouds judgment, and fosters a state of distraction, pulling us further from the stillness necessary for divine communion. Instead of creating space for insight, alcohol fills the mind with noise, leaving little room for the profound awareness that lies at the core of spiritual awakening. One of the most significant ways alcohol undermines spiritual connection is by diminishing the power of intuition. Intuition is often referred to as the voice of the soul, a guiding force that leads us toward our highest good. In a state of intoxication, this voice is drowned out, replaced by impulses and short-term desires driven by the ego. The disconnection from intuition weakens our ability to make decisions aligned with our spiritual purpose, leaving us more susceptible to choices that create discord in our lives. Furthermore, alcohol diminishes the capacity for authentic spiritual experiences. True spiritual connection often arises in moments of vulnerability and openness, where the boundaries between self and the divine dissolve. Alcohol, however, creates a false sense of openness, a fleeting and superficial feeling that does not lead to lasting spiritual growth. This artificial state can lead individuals to confuse temporary escapism with genuine enlightenment, delaying the deeper work necessary for true transformation. Perhaps most damaging is the way alcohol interferes with the cultivation of universal love and compassion. Divine connection is inherently tied to the ability to see oneself as part of a greater whole, where the boundaries between self and other dissolve. Alcohol fosters separation rather than unity, amplifying feelings of isolation, mistrust, or selfishness. These emotions create a gulf between the individual and the interconnectedness that forms the foundation of spiritual growth. To truly connect with the divine, one must create an internal environment that fosters clarity, presence, and peace. Alcohol's effects run counter to these requirements, pulling us away from the path of enlightenment. By recognizing and removing this obstacle, we allow ourselves the space to rediscover our divine connection and embrace the infinite wisdom that lies within and around us. This choice is not merely a rejection of alcohol, but an affirmation of our commitment to spiritual alignment and the sacred journey toward transcendence. Human beings are inherently social and spiritual creatures wired for connection on multiple levels. Our relationships with others, our environment, and the divine serve as reflections of our inner state. Alcohol, however, acts as a corrosive force within this web of connections, disrupting harmony and fostering disconnection both socially and spiritually. Socially, alcohol is often viewed as a tool for bonding. It is ingrained in cultural rituals, celebrations, and gatherings, creating the illusion of enhanced camaraderie. However, this connection is often shallow and temporary, built on altered states rather than genuine interaction. While alcohol might reduce inhibitions and encourage conversation, it also distorts emotions, leading to miscommunication, misunderstandings, and in many cases, conflict. Over time, the repeated use of alcohol in social contexts can erode trust and authenticity in relationships, replacing meaningful connection with dependency on a substance to bridge emotional gaps. The spiritual consequences of this social disconnection are profound. As relationships become strained or artificial, individuals often feel a growing sense of isolation. This isolation can compound feelings of emptiness, discontent, and alienation from the divine. True spiritual growth depends on authentic connections, relationships that encourage love, support, and mutual understanding. Alcohol, by fostering superficial interactions and emotional volatility, prevents these deeper bonds from forming. On a larger scale, alcohol's role in society often mirrors its effects on the individual. Communities shaped by widespread alcohol use frequently experience division, dysfunction, and a weakening of collective spiritual values. Instead of fostering unity and cooperation, alcohol encourages behavior that prioritizes the self over the group, perpetuating cycles of harm that ripple through families and societies. The disconnection created by alcohol is subtle yet pervasive, quietly unraveling the fabric of relationships and spiritual harmony. To restore balance, it is essential to recognize the ways alcohol undermines both social and spiritual connections. By consciously stepping away from alcohol, individuals open the door to rebuilding authentic relationships, strengthening community bonds, and rediscovering the unity that is central to the human and spiritual experience. This choice is not merely about abstaining, it is about reclaiming the integrity of our connections and honoring the sacred relationships that shape our lives. Behind the widespread acceptance of alcohol lies a powerful industry that thrives on perpetuating its use, often at the expense of spiritual growth and individual well-being. The alcohol industry is not merely a producer of beverages, it is a system that uses sophisticated strategies to normalize and glamorize alcohol, embedding it deeply into culture and daily life. This manipulation extends beyond marketing and economics, subtly shaping societal attitudes in ways that keep individuals disconnected from their higher selves. One of the industry's most insidious tactics is its ability to tie alcohol to identity and belonging. Advertisements present alcohol as a symbol of success, sophistication, or rebellion, depending on the demographic they aim to target. By associating drinking with desirable traits like confidence, celebration, or relaxation, these messages create a cultural narrative where alcohol is not just accepted but celebrated. This normalization reinforces patterns of consumption, making it difficult for individuals to question its role in their lives or recognize the deeper disconnection it causes. The economic influence of the alcohol industry also extends into policy and education. Governments, often benefiting from alcohol taxes, may resist implementing stricter regulations that could reduce consumption. Public awareness campaigns often downplay the broader consequences of alcohol, focusing instead on its most extreme effects, such as addiction or drunk driving. This narrow focus allows the industry to sidestep responsibility for the subtle but profound spiritual and societal impacts of its products. From a spiritual perspective, this manipulation is particularly harmful because it perpetuates a cycle of disempowerment. By encouraging reliance on alcohol to cope with stress, celebrate milestones, or form connections, the industry undermines individuals' ability to access healthier, more spiritually aligned methods of fulfillment. Over time, this dependency creates a kind of spiritual inertia where people remain trapped in a cycle of escapism, unable to engage fully with their inner growth or higher purpose. Understanding the alcohol industry's role in perpetuating this disconnection is a critical step toward breaking free from its influence. By recognizing the ways in which it manipulates beliefs and behaviors, individuals can begin to reclaim their autonomy and make conscious choices that align with their spiritual and emotional well-being. This awareness is not just liberating, it is empowering. enabling a reconnection with the truth that fulfillment and connection cannot be manufactured but must be cultivated from within. Personal spiritual growth is an intimate journey, requiring a deep commitment to self-awareness, intentional living, and alignment with higher truths. It involves shedding layers of fear, ego, and societal conditioning to reveal one's authentic self. Alcohol, however, poses a significant obstacle to this process, subtly yet persistently interfering with the essential practices and states of mind that foster spiritual development. At the core of spiritual growth is the ability to be present, fully aware of one's thoughts, emotions, and actions. Presence allows for introspection and the cultivation of mindfulness, which are necessary for personal evolution. Alcohol disrupts this state of presence by dulling the senses and clouding awareness. Even in small amounts, it shifts the focus away from the present moment, creating mental and emotional turbulence that hinders genuine self-reflection. Another critical aspect of spiritual growth is emotional honesty, the willingness to confront and process difficult feelings rather than avoid them. Alcohol often serves as a tool for emotional avoidance, numbing pain, fear, or anxiety instead of addressing their root causes. While it may provide temporary relief, this suppression prevents the individual from resolving these emotions and learning the lessons they carry. Over time, unresolved emotional burdens accumulate, creating blockages that impede the flow of spiritual energy. Alcohol also interferes with self-discipline, a cornerstone of spiritual practice. Whether through daily meditation, journaling, or acts of service, spiritual growth demands consistent effort and focus. The disinhibiting effects of alcohol make it easier to abandon these practices, leading to lapses that can stall progress. Furthermore, the habitual use of alcohol can reinforce patterns of self-sabotage, undermining confidence and trust in one's ability to make aligned choices. Perhaps most profoundly, alcohol fosters a sense of spiritual disconnection from oneself. This disconnection manifests as a loss of inner clarity and a diminished ability to recognize one's divine essence. Instead of feeling empowered and whole, individuals may experience a growing sense of dissatisfaction or incompleteness, often seeking external solutions to fill this void. Breaking free from alcohol's influence is a powerful act of reclaiming one's spiritual path. By choosing clarity, presence, and intentionality, individuals can create the conditions needed for authentic growth and reconnect with the limitless potential of their higher selves. This choice marks the beginning of a profound transformation, a return to the truth of who they truly are. The journey to spiritual elevation requires conscious choices that align with clarity, mindfulness, and authentic connection. For those seeking to grow spiritually, removing alcohol from their lives can open doors to deeper self-awareness, stronger relationships, and a more profound connection with the divine. While alcohol is often used as a shortcut to relaxation or social bonding, there are far more fulfilling and spiritually enriching alternatives that nurture the soul without compromise. One of the most effective pathways to spiritual elevation is the practice of mindfulness. Engaging fully in the present moment allows individuals to cultivate a deeper understanding of their thoughts, emotions, and energy. Meditation in particular provides a powerful tool for achieving this state. Unlike alcohol, which dulls awareness, meditation sharpens it, offering a clear and steady lens through which one can observe the patterns that shape their life. Regular meditation can help to replace the temporary escapism of alcohol with lasting inner peace and a heightened sense of purpose. Another transformative practice is connecting with nature. Spending time in natural environments, whether walking in a forest, sitting by the ocean, or simply observing the sky, recalibrates the body's energy and fosters a profound sense of unity with the world. Nature is an unfiltered source of divine energy, offering renewal and grounding that alcohol can never replicate. This connection reminds individuals of their place within a larger, interconnected whole, inspiring gratitude and humility. Creative expression also serves as a powerful alternative to alcohol's numbing effects. Activities like painting, writing, dancing, or playing music allow for the release of emotions and the exploration of deeper aspects of the self. These forms of expression channel energy into creation rather than suppression, providing a sense of fulfillment and spiritual alignment. Finally, building community through shared values can enhance spiritual growth. Surrounding oneself with individuals who encourage growth, compassion, and authenticity creates an environment where the soul can thrive. Engaging in group meditations, spiritual discussions, or acts of service strengthens the sense of collective purpose and diminishes the need for external crutches like alcohol. By embracing these pathways, individuals can elevate their spiritual journey with practices that align with their highest potential. Each choice to seek connection, creativity, and clarity strengthens the foundation for a life rich in meaning and divine resonance, far surpassing anything alcohol could offer. It's important to reflect on the role alcohol has played in your life and the ways it may have influenced your connection to yourself, others, and the deeper meaning you seek. Many people turn to alcohol as a way to cope, celebrate, or escape, but it often creates a barrier that keeps us from fully experiencing clarity, presence, and authentic connection. Choosing to step away from alcohol is not about restriction but about creating space for something greater. Without the distractions it brings, you open yourself to deeper self-awareness and alignment with what truly matters. This choice allows you to live with intention, engaging fully with your emotions, thoughts, and relationships. Taking this step doesn't require drastic changes overnight. It starts with simple actions like reflecting on how alcohol affects your life, exploring healthier alternatives, or engaging in practices that promote clarity and connection. Activities like meditation, spending time in nature, or fostering creative expression can fill the void left by alcohol and lead to profound personal and spiritual growth. This is an invitation to ask yourself meaningful questions. What do you truly want for your life? Who do you want to be when distractions are removed? These questions can guide you toward making decisions that align with your higher self and values. If this resonates with you, take one small step today. It might be deciding to skip the next drink, journaling about what clarity and purpose mean to you, or sharing your thoughts with someone you trust. Every step, no matter how small, brings you closer to rediscovering your true self. Choosing a life free from alcohol is not about deprivation, it's about rediscovery. It's about reconnecting with your full potential, cultivating deeper relationships, and embracing the clarity that comes when you align with your truest self. The decision is yours, and it holds the power to transform your life in ways you may not yet imagine. Take that first step and begin to rediscover the authentic, vibrant version of yourself waiting beneath the surface.